Too high. There we are. As that is okay. Physicist. Let's see why. Is it just going to move across a little bit? No. There we are, I think. No. That's it. Okay, there we go. Right. Now, let's see if... Let's see if you're all working. Because obviously, we always have to make sure everything's working. Do we not? Okay, there we go, which means I get to go. Welcome back to the Ace Attorney Investigations Collection. Yes, in the last episode we had continued on with episode 4, A Turnabout Forsaken, and we were getting closer and closer to the truth at hand. We were just talking, and we were in the Committee of Prosecutorial Excellence, and they were, putting me, Miles Edgeworth, on trial for my competency. And there was this whole skibottle and skedaddle about who was right and who was wrong. So, we left it off with Edgeworth saying, I put it to you that all Kay witnessed was the victim finally succumbing to her wounds. Because it turns out that the one in the red jacket was not the perpetrator, but actually the victim with her bloody hands. So, let's continue on. That would have been quite the coincidence. It's a textbook case of wrong place, wrong time, I'd say. You seem to be forgetting a rather important fact, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, that or pretending not to remember it. What? What fact am I forgetting? I think it's time to wrap things up, don't you, Verity? Put the boy out of his misery. Dad, Val works for me. Why do you keep giving her orders? It's my job. You really are a total and utter embarrassment. Jesus Christ. What a lovely dad he is. Isn't he just a lovely dad? I'm not. I hate to break it to you, but you both are. Go to it, Vale. Put Edgeworth out of his misery. As you wish. What you're forgetting. Miss Ringer's body was found with 3 wounds in her chest. We all know what those wounds are from, don't we? That's right. They're from when she was stabbed in the chest by a 3-armed candelabra. I doubt anyone could survive such grave wounds. If you care to read the coroner's report, I'm sure you would change your tune. Nicely done, Gavale. Now Edgeworth will have to make several objections. Yes, I'm afraid I will. What? Why? Weren't you listening? Oh, I was listening. Very carefully, in fact. Hence my objections. Come on! Why do you always have to undermine me? That's never my intention, I assure you. I mean, it is. I always like to undermine him. But you know what? I'm still here looking smug. I'm happy. It isn't? Yes, whatever you say, man. Whatever you say. My mic is wobbly again. I'm going to need to tighten up the screws again. Always the way, isn't it? And because you do it so well to yourself every single time. See? I told you. Of course it isn't. Yeah, I knew that because I'm... Please use this. Just stop, for goodness sake. You've already embarrassed me enough. Huh? What do you mean, Dad?
Hold it!
Hold it. 3 wounds? That can't have been pleasant. Yes. Which is why you must see that the perpetrator of this cruel act pays their sins. Don't listen to her, Carrie. She's just trying to scare you. Oh. Oh. My jaw. If we could please continue on, Judge Grail. Very well, as I was saying, there were 3 rooms.
Hold it!
I do, but perhaps we should ask Mr. Winner. He does, I'm sure, don't you, Eustace? Who, me? Oh, you bet I do. I know this case inside out. Who does he think he's fooling? Eustace, my boy, make an old man happy and least glance at the coroner's report, would you? Sure, let's see. Yada yada, 3 puncture wounds, blah blah, candle holder. No way, that's what they used? Crazy. Precisely, the wounds are inflicted just as Eustace says. Anyway, that's right, they're from when you stabbed me in the chest. Yes. And you're sure the stabs to the chest were the cause of death? There's no doubt about that? I feel like there's more, but I don't know what. None. One of the spikes of the candelabrum even pierced the victim's heart. And unless you mean to call Dr. Hertz's professional opinion into question, we can only treat that as fact. The coroner's opinion backing up my own winning ones. That's what they call a flawless victory. Fatality. Well, when did we start playing not Final Destination? Mortal Kombat. Get there eventually. Well, I'm certainly not about to ignore the coroner's findings. Hey, what about my findings? You can't just ignore them. Hungry and hungry. Hungry. What's hungry? Huggy? Want some hugs? No? Okay. But if the cause of death really was the puncture wounds just from the candelabrum, that would seem to contradict one of the piece of evidence we've gathered. He's not just ignoring my findings, he's ignoring me! Do something, Vale! As you wish, at the very least, I will ensure that he cannot ignore my own conclusions. Would that finding be perhaps the letter? No, it would not be the letter. Would you care to revise your testimony at all, Dr. Grail? Damn it.
Manus News is filled with propaganda.
What's new? I don't really know what's happening in the US anymore. The only thing I know that's happening in the US at the minute is the No Kings protests that's happening.
Objection!
The code. By the way. Chairman Winner, you know what this is, of course. Oh, the red raincoat. That's right, isn't it, Verity? Yes, sir, the one Miss Ringo was wearing.
Oh, the war in Iran.
I know! I don't know if it's like a war in Iran. I know that they sent a nuclear... No, it wasn't nuclear. It was like they sent a missile to... If I remember correctly, to stop Iran from making any more nuclear weapons. Or it was something along those lines. I warn you, Mr. Edgeworth, you will not be thanked for retreading old ground here. Well, I'm afraid I might have to, regardless. And now then, if you'll answer me this, Judge Grail, you told us the victim's bloodstains were found on the coat. Do you remember where exactly they were found? Of course. They were found on the hood and... No! What's the matter, Verity? The hood and... Was blood found anywhere else on the raincoat? No, it was not. Now, doesn't that strike you as odd? The victim died of stab wounds to the chest. Wouldn't that lead to one to expect to find bloodstains in that area? And yet, there was no blood, there was blood only on the hood.
They're in Richmond now, I'm in you.
What? No any... Huh? What? That's a glaring contradiction if I ever saw one.
Propaganda.
Oh. Again. The head wound the victim suffered wasn't just some incidental injury. It was inflicted before the stab wounds to her chest. Perhaps you are correct. Perhaps the victim did sustain the head injury first. As you said, if she had been stabbed first, there should be blood on the chest area of the raincoat. Therefore, Miss Ringwood cannot have been stabbed before the head injury had been inflicted on her. But even if you concede this point, then the head injury came before the chest wound. What difference would it make?
It's only 60% enrichment.
I'm a bit stupid. What do you mean by enrichment? What difference would it make? How does it change our understanding of the case? I'd say it changes things a great deal. In fact, it raises an even more fundamental contradiction. That is quite the bold claim, Mr. Edgeworth. I have to admit you have me intrigued. Perhaps you could show us this fundamental contradiction. With some evidence. Which piece of evidence best demonstrates the contradiction in the order of the injuries revealed?
So uranium enrichment is the power you extra from it. Or use.
No idea. I mean, well, fair enough, I guess. Whew. Now, this is Dr. Hurt's preliminary findings, according to which the victim suffered a head injury post-mortem. The order suggested by the blood stains in the raincoat is exactly the opposite, yes. Bailiff, this court hereby subpoenas Dr. Hilda Hertz to the committee chamber with all due haste. Until she testifies, this case cannot be brought to close. Yes, Your Honor, I'll go fetch her at once. Unfortunately, Dr. Hertz is a very busy woman. I doubt she'll be able to come immediately. In the meantime, there's another important angle I would like to explore. Frankly, something has been...
It's the most watched uranium program, and they think that they making nuka is a joke.
I suppose. Again, I don't know. I don't know. Frankly, something has been bothering me about the person at the heart of this case, the so-called ringleader. Who exactly are they? Yeah, a good point. We never looked into that, huh? Despite having been mentioned repeatedly in this hearing, we still don't know even the most basic facts that might help us uncover their identity. Well, Mr. Richard, do you have any thoughts on the matter? We see nothing that might serve as clear evidence of the auctioneer's identity as of yet, but there is someone involved with the case that I can name. I suspect that they at very least might be able to point us in the right direction. And that's Chairman Winner. I demand that you testify as to what you know. What? You crazy? Why would you accuse my dad? You would never cast doubt on the integrity of the chairman of the committee? Do you understand the implications of such an act? I don't care who or what he is. We're talking about the truth here, and about a man who seems dead set on framing Kay at all costs. The mask, corset, ticket stub, and everything else. The items Kay was carrying when she was found. They were deliberately placed in her possession, somehow, by Chairman Winner himself. A shocking accusation, and one I find hard to believe, but for the sake of completeness, I must ask, why would he do such a thing? To cast suspicion on Kay, of course. Why else? I even managed to get him to say something to that effect. Chairman Winner, your rebuttal, please? I think the good chairman might be in shock.
And also the fact that Trump discontinued agreement with Iran. Nuclear power, then complaining how they use it.
Again, I don't know. I never like to say anything because I don't know the full extent of the facts. The only thing I know is about the missile strikes that Trump did. That's about it. I don't know. So what have I did? Do you hear me, dear boy? I said, so what if I did? You say you got me to admit as such, but where is your proof? With no witnesses to speak of, your word alone is hardly enough to make an accusation like that stick. Or do you mean to tell us that you have something more to base your outburst on? He still has the arrogance he showed back at the detention center. And yet... Mr. Edgeworth, I'm going to have to ask you to explain yourself, if that's all right, Mr. Chairman. Oh, no, not at all. I'll be very interested to hear this one for myself. I'm intrigued to learn where Miles might have gotten the idea that I'm some sort of criminal. I shall never find a more fine and upstanding citizen than myself. He has a lot of nerve acting all innocent like that. Very well. Let's start at the very beginning. The fact that the auction took place right here in this hallowed...
The settlers burned house and car.
Settlers? Huh? What? Huh? What? The fact that the auction took place right here in this hallowed trial chamber is a point of suspicion. A location that should, by rights, only be accessible to the members of the committee. Yeah! They'll have keycards to the room after all. Furthermore, these auctions seem to be held on a somewhat regular basis, and for that to be possible, there can only be one winning explanation. That's right, Mr. Winner. The auction is a member of the committee. No! What on earth is wrong now? What do I do, Dad? I played right into his hands. Oh, you did indeed, you utter nitwit. But Miles, my boy, you do realize that you've cast quite a wide net with your explanation. Well, that is true. There are 11 members of the committee altogether.
An illegal person who live in other countries.
Oh, okay. 10, given Miss Ringer's unfortunate passing, 10 potential suspects in total. Well, it certainly wasn't me, and it can be the chairman, can it? Whoever it is, speak up right now. Calm down, all of you, please. Have a cigarette. Well, Miles, is that all the proof you've got against me? Have a cig. You're very quiet all of a sudden. Oh, but it's too late to back down now.
Illegally in Palestinian land.
Oh, okay. You accuse a former chief prosecutor and current committee chairman of a crime. I would tell you to prepare for the worst. But it seems that's gone up in flames, like that. See? Everything I touch goes up in flames. It's simple. Know your place. You've been forcing us to argue over every little detail for a while now. Where the murder happened, the order of the victim's injuries, some other things I hardly even remember, but you needn't have bothered, my boy. It's all irrelevant in the end. Think about it. The suspect herself has already said she did it. That's all that matters at the end of the day, and her sentence will be lighter for it. So, rejoice! And there you have it. Feel free to pick holes in it as you see fit. How can I, when that was barely a testimony to begin with? Oh man, he's a very powerful person, isn't he? It's okay, Mr. Edgeworth. Please, just let it go. I did it. I am the murderer. I even remember doing it. You saw a flash of something half remembered, Kay. Nothing more. You must believe in something. Believe me when I say you should believe in your own innocence instead. But I'm up against the head of the committee here. This isn't going to be easy, but he seems to think he's already won. Perhaps I can use that against him.
Hold it!
Even if the broad strokes are correct, it doesn't make something true. Oh, don't be such a stick in the mud. I'd say the bigger picture is more than enough here. After all, every case has its own little inconsistencies and contradictions. If ourselves get bogged down with every single one, we'd never make any arrests. And once we did, the trials would drag on forever. Even you understand that, right? Not in the slightest. Hence my inquiry into the details. Oh, to be so young and pig-headed. Oh, anyway, you keep digging her into these
Did you know that the
details.
second most populated Jew in the world is in Iran?
I did not know that.
Hold it!
I did not know that at all. I seem to recall the ringleader's identity and the faulty coroner's report being critical points of contention. Yes, I was listening, my boy, but, critical is a matter of opinion. How can you possibly suggest that such fundamental issues are not important? As it is your ability to make sound judgments that should be on trial here today. Oh, bravo, my young hothead. Wonderfully cutting stuff. You would like to try it out, don't you?
Hold it!
There's no way out of what we've discussed today there's no way any of what we've discussed today is irrelevant. Not unless you intend to bury the truth. But none of it is relevant, dear boy. The only reason you keep trying to make it relevant is because otherwise you're up a creek without a paddle.
Hold it!
Just because she confessed to something doesn't make it the truth. Kay is suffering from amnesia, so any statement she makes should be taken with the least grain of salt.
Objection!
BTW Trump said want a deal that stopped war in Gaza.
Again, I don't know. I don't know. Might be true. I don't know. Even so, it doesn't exactly solve anything for us, does it, dear boy? It would be nonsensical to dismiss her confession outright. I tell you what. Why don't we ask her one last time, though I'm sure she'll say she did it again. Fine, let's do it. Let's ask her again. Well, so she really believes herself to be the culprit. Huh? You mean me? Is this really what you want, Miss Redworth? If it goes badly, it could significantly weaken your position. I know, but there's no other way. I guess that I be the one to question her.
But it's so bad that no one in right mind will accept it.
Again, I don't know. I mean, there's always caveats to every deal, isn't there? There's always caveats. You really know how to tug at an old man's heartstrings, you know? Oh, but fine. Ask away. On one condition. This turns out to be a waste of time, that's it. I burn the place down. We'll call proceedings to an end. There, then and there. Agreed. Call the proceedings to an end? You mean hearing? Yes, dear boy, that's right. Perhaps you want a complete muddlehead after all. Now, just so we're clear, if you ask again, all that happens is the girl confirms her guilt. She is officially declared guilty on the spot. Yes, sounds like a
It's
great
poison
plan if I
to
do
be
say so
a deal
myself.
on bad faith.
Yeah. How so? How so? That's it. You just declare her guilty just like that? That's the gist of it. It's a big risk, but he's going to find a way to condemn her either way if we don't do something. Kay! Yes? I know it's a lot to ask, but I need you to think. Do you remember anything else about what happened on the day of the murder? Anything that might help us prove your innocence? Why? Why are you still fighting it, Mr. Edgeworth? It's no use. I can't be of help to you. I'm sorry. Too scared to try and remember anymore. What if I remember something even worse? If I did, I'd just be making more trouble for you. Please, just accept it. The Kay you thought you knew is a dangerous criminal. A criminal who let you down and betrayed your trust. Don't worry, Kay. You have nothing to be afraid of. I may not have known you for long, but I know you well enough. Right now, I'd say I know you better than you know yourself. You would never commit a murder. You can never, because this is who you really are. That's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted.
Take that!
Yatagarasu pin? You're the great thief Yatagarasu! I was kind of hoping for the promises, but that also works. You're a noble outlaw who would never stoop so low as to kill. I can't do it! I'm sorry! Because all I can see is the one memory that's returned. I have to face it.
Hold it!
No, the only evidence of your guilt is the confession they forced out of you. As I said earlier, you have to believe that you're better than that. Or are you saying you don't believe a word of what I've been telling you? No, it's not that. You're trying so hard to help me. And you're risking so much of me. Oh. Again, I don't know, so I can't really say a lot on the whole situation, but if that's true, then
pardon to all the atrocities.
It's not so good. But again, that's, if it's true and yada yada yada. And again, there's always going to be some caveats and this and the other, so yeah. It's too much. You have to stop, I'm begging you. So that's what's going on. I thought it was strange, but now I see. The reason you're allowing yourself to be railroaded into accepting your fate is because of me, isn't it? But it's exactly what the K I know would have done. Well, apparently this is K, so stop saying it's not K, because apparently it is K. I object to you! Well, we say it's K. Okay, we still have the rest of the case to go, but this is seeming more and more like the K we know. You're a good person, Mr. Edgeworth. Sorry to burst your bubble, but I'm not. And I don't plan on becoming one anytime soon. Because despite all your wishes to the contrary, I'm still trying to help you. So you see, I'm merely servicing my own ego. It's not K, because it's not K. Damn, how did I know?
It's half dead go.
Oh, half. I don't have a rebuttal for that. You're not wrong. God damn it. So you see, I've merely been servicing my own ego, regardless of what I put you through. Now, let's try this again. See the good in yourself, Kay. Remember the noble thief you truly are. That memory of you committing the murder, you need to question it with all you have. That's all I ask. So please, do it for me. Kay! What's wrong? Did you remember something? Oh, I'd be like some cliche movie plot if she did. A cow. Yeah, not quite what I was expecting. I'm gonna be completely honest. Cow? Mr. Edgeworth, if you could perhaps ask her for a few more details.
Not cow, K cow.
Huh? You can't put those words in that order and expect me... K not cow, K cow. What are you saying? Well, Kay, what can you tell us about this cow? I remember now. Person in the red raincoat. She had it in her hand. A stuffed cow. I can see it clearly now. Are you sure, Miss Faraday? You're absolutely certain. Yeah, sure. This court acknowledges the defendant's latest statements as new testimony. Have you lost your mind, Verity? We can't accept testimony like this. With all due respect, Mr. Chairman, information pertaining to the victim and the possessions is new and highly relevant evidence. Need I remind you of the adult state of her memory? No, this simply won't do! Adult? But if we claim her memory is unreliable now, then our own argument is weakened. Sir, you said yourself only a few minutes ago that thanks to the suspect's confession, we need not worry ourselves over the finer details. Did you not? Damn it! Say the damned letter! Were we to call the validity of her memories into question? And then we must also call into question the confusion in which our entire argument is based. Is that really the most advisable course of action? Yes, all right. Fine, proceed as you see fit then. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Oh, my eye. We're still in the game, but only by the skin of our teeth. Only thanks to Judge Cavere's intervention. It's almost as if she was on our side for a second. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, the soft animal. I believe the cow in question is this thing here, Your Honour. We found it in a store and believe it is yet another auction lot. Wait, that's... Do you know something, Vale? No, it's just not what I imagined. I suppose it is a rather odd thing for the victim to have been carrying. I should look over it very carefully. President of Zhengfa, what were you hiding? The left horn is missing. This hole. Looks like that's where the horn would have gone. But it doesn't look like stowing in there. So what is it? Well, let's take a look at the rest of this toy and see what else we can find. What was the president of Zhengfa hiding?
They can't remember.
There's a cherry blossom petal caught in the fur here. There are petals in the raincoat too. And a cherry tree in bloom on the viewing platform. Definitely appear that this was taken outside at some point. But what did the victim want with this thing? There we go. I mean, the right horn seems to be intact, but I can't say it's doing much for the overall symmetry of this stuffed toy. It's like Mr. Edgeworth. It moves! It does? Looks like sand being crushed? Seems there's a recording device hidden inside. I knew it was you the moment I laid eyes on you. You can't hide that burn from me. Nothing to say for yourself. Complicated. Ha! I've waited so long for this day, and now I'll finally have my revenge. Could this be the moment of the murder? And someone made a recording of it. Hey, that's them right there. Them's the voices I heard, sure as eggs is eggs.
Overruled.
Unfortunately, we have no way of verifying when those voices were recorded. Recounder. Complicated. Recounder. So long as we don't make this a dairy occurrence. That was a bit of a stretch, really, wasn't it? It's possible they have nothing to do with the murder. Hey, there was some accompanying video footage. You got bugs in your ears or something, lady? I done told you, them's the voices I heard. And we already know the victim was holding that thing, right? So it's gotta be from when she got caught. Yes, it is a possibility, but a weak one without more than your word to back it up. We need something more, something credible. We need... Yet again, she seems to be stepping in to help. Judge Cavere, I think we all know the voices are from the moment of the murder. Consider for a moment the words we heard one of the speakers say. I knew it was you the moment I laid eyes on you. You can't hide that burn from me. I believe we have something that could explain what these words are referring to and how it's all related. Which piece of evidence proves the voices are from when the murder occurred? prominent burn mark. The coroner's preliminary findings? How do they prove anything? Indeed, what's on this page? Yes.
Take that!
I was gonna say... Think again on the words we heard. This part in particular sticks out of my mind. You can't hide that burn from me. The victim had a prominent burn mark on the back of her right hand. And what of it? According to Kay's testimony, the victim was carrying a stuffed cow toy, and a burn mark, an identifying mark unique to the victim, was mentioned on the recording it captured. It's just a coincidence. It's not like that happens all the time. Right? I'm not so sure that it does, especially not in this case. The court accepts the recording may be from the time of the murder. In which case, one of the two voices must belong to the real culprit, and based on the content of the conversation, it seems likely that it's the one we hear the most. That still doesn't tell us anything about the killer's true identity, or even if they're male or female. Due to the voice changes, correct. Unfortunate, but unavoidable. One thing, however, has become clear. We are now able to say that the voices Miss Hart heard were those of Miss Ringer and her killer. Just like I done told you they was! Means A's in the house now, too. Let's hear it. That is, if you don't mind, Mr. Chairman. Do as you wish. According to Miss Hart, just before the murder occurred, two people came up to the storeroom from the committee chamber on the elevator. The ringleader and one of the auction attendees. Seems this was the point at which money exchanged hands. The murder happened immediately afterward, and the auction carried on after that, all of which points to one key fact. What else does this latest revelation tell us?
How much I hate the draw bow without arrow is yes.
Huh? Since the ringleader was the auction's sole auctioneer, then it follows that they cannot be the victim. Hey, Gvale! Not right now, Eustace. There's a good boy. If they weren't the victim, then they can only have been the killer. A compelling argument, but hardly conclusive. I'm fully aware of that, Your Honour. I was merely warming up for the main event. There were certain traces left on the scene that seemed to suggest the ringleader was the killer. Then please hurry up and show us. What is something that was placed on the scene of the crime points to willing to having been the killer? The victim's clothes? No.
The photo.
How would it be this?
Take that!
No. I had a thought. Didn't go so well. Once I dreamed my idiot boy. Something they would have wanted to hide. The ringleader was the killer. You'll need to see some evidence to that effect. I understand, Your Honour. I'll have to show you that's just that.
Take that!
Yes? The killer deliberately left a large pool of blood at the foot of the Goddess of Justice statue. It is without blood they originally thought the murder had happened in this chamber, but it was simply a ruse designed to cover up the blood that had dripped down from the storeroom. In order to conceal the existence of the underground auction, correct? Correct. If the culprit had nothing to do with the auction, they would have had no reason to cover up that blood, which further supports the theory that the ringleader and the killer were one and the same. As to the identity of the ringleader, do you have anyone you'd like to name? The auction is always held in this committee chamber, with its storeroom located just overhead. So at the very least, we know the murderous ringleader has some connection to the committee. Yes. You suspect me, correct? As the committee's most powerful member, though, that should hardly be a surprise, right? You're a fine prosecutor, that much I'll give you. But as I think I may have mentioned already, you're also hopelessly naive. nothing, dear boy, have you? No evidence whatsoever. Unless you've got something to share after all. Do I have evidence to show that Chairman Winner is the murderer? Oh, I don't know, but I think that's something that we're going to have to find out in the next episode. It's a bit of a shorter one this episode, but if you guys did enjoy this episode, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. It really, really does help. Click the bell icon down below to be notified when I live stream or upload a video. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!